What's good?
¿Qué pasa?
All right. Well, hadn't hit the mics in a little while for the sit start. We're gonna try to keep it uh kind of quick here so that if y'all want to listen, if you so you have enough time to listen to this and still set your lineups. Um, you ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll start on the community page. Steven, he's struggling with a lineup decision. Pick 4: Landry, Humphreys, Calvin Ridley, Mike Williams, Zay Jones, Chris Thompson. Um, I think I'm eliminating Chris Thompson. I'm pretty sure there's some comments here. Big Co's been chit chatting with you.
Yeah.
Chris Thompson could be Sanchez is going to be a check down machine, but I don't know if I necessarily want anything to do with the Redskins. Like Big Co was saying, there's probably going to be a lot of 3 and outs, so there could be a lot of check downs. And Chris Thompson can definitely create on his own and pick up a couple of first downs for you. Could have an okay little built-in floor, but I don't want to gamble with that. So I'd probably go Landry, Humphreys, Ridley, Zay Jones. Obviously, Mike Williams. We argued some Mike Williams on a Patreon show. It just seems like there is a little bit of a variance, especially a little low floor there. But definitely could have 2 touchdowns. But I'll stick with Zay, who's
could be a PPR monster and has the athleticism to take the ball to the house on any catch.
Vacuum up targets.
Those Give me
say my name, say my name.
Zay Jones, Calvin Ridley, I guess I got to play him over Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Just a higher volume deal. Humphreys with no D-Jacks, although it is going to be a little rainy down there. Humphreys has been rock solid.
So good.
And then Landry on a rebound. I'll take the chance with Landry and the terrible Panthers pass defense. So,
yep.
You got any difference of 4 there?
That's my 4.
All right. So Landry, Humphreys, Ridley, Zay Jones.
Yep. I went ahead and typed it in. So if you're not following along, I'll try and keep these answers typed for you. And if you're on YouTube and you're not a Patreon member, we're short on time here. We're going to get to these Patreon questions that you see on your screen. And if we have some time, we'll come into the YouTube chat, but can't guarantee it. All right. So let's head over to the Patreon post. Riley, what up, buddy? He says Luck or Trubisky. I think I'll start here. Luck obviously let you down last week. Trubisky's in a good spot this week, but he is coming off of a shoulder injury, and you don't know. I mean, I do think he's probably going to be fine. I think they probably held him out an extra week to make sure he was ready for this game. And but all that being said, I'll still play Andrew Luck, I guess.
Yeah, I think I would probably have to roll Andrew Luck here as well. The shoulder injury with Trubisky, maybe they try to limit some of the athleticism, the athletic plays, for Trubisky, which is I think what the upside that Trubisky holds, maybe over Luck. I know Luck has great athleticism as well, but doesn't seem as willing to run around as he once did. Maybe.
Yeah.
He still will run a little bit,
but he has more time. This offensive line is playing a lot better than what he's used to, so he's just back there not having to scramble a ton.
I would just roll with Luck.
Yeah.
I mean, Trubisky gets tackled wrong.
Yeah.
And hits on that shoulder. Obviously, this could be a really high-scoring matchup, but I think I'm sticking with Luck here.
Agreed. All right, Nick.
Half-point PPR. Nick, Gus Edwards, Justin Jackson, or Jeff Wilson Jr.?
Well, it comes down to between Gus Edwards and Jeff Wilson for me here.
Yeah, I'm not ready to play Justin Jackson in this spot. The usage hasn't been – it's been spotty, and then it seems like it's been more second half once they've deemed Eckler.
I mean, it was really just one game.
Right.
So
well, he played in the other game
a little bit.
And looked good at the end in mop-up duty.
He's looked good. I'm excited about having him, but I don't – you got a couple other better options, I think.
Like we were saying on the Patreon show and on the regular show, we think the roles could get swapped for Eckler and Justin Jackson this week, but I'm not going to bank on that. Jeff Wilson is playing the Broncos, in line to see a ton of volume here.
Yeah,
was good last week. The Niners' run game has been solid pretty much all year.
Don't think the Broncos are going to run away with this in the points lead and take the running game out of it for San Fran.
Probably going to be a pretty tight game. I think both teams want to kind of do similar things, run the ball, play a little bit of defense, and take a shot on some big plays here or there.
And you also have a little bit of...
And no Emmanuel Sanders, which has been cases go to.
You have a little bit of security here with Jeffrey Wilson as well, because he had 8 targets, caught 7 of them last week. So even if they did get behind,
Right,
he showed the ability to catch the ball.
And the Gus bus, I mean, there's more of a chance that they get behind than the Niners get behind and could get in a big hole.
It's true.
Defense is pretty terrible for the Chiefs. I think they're pretty much the worst run defense in the league. Just an all-around terrible defense. So that I believe that they're going to try to play a ball control kind of game, run it a ton, hold the ball, play some defense, put the pressure on the Chiefs to score on every possession and try to limit possessions, to each half to maybe only getting, 8 or 9 a game.
The only way that the Ravens win this game is if Gus Edwards has a good game and he's running
right,
the ball
and Lamar
with
and they're holding the ball, not turning it over, doing those kind of things. But there is a chance that you get behind and now you need to put it on Lamar, which I think Lamar would be fine in that situation because he's still going to be running around and he might be pressing and throwing picks. But
agreed.
I would probably go with Jeff Wilson here.
Gus Edwards has 1 target on the year, so I like Gus Edwards.
I do too.
And I think he'll be pretty decent this week, especially as long as he gets it up front. If he gets a short rushing touchdown early in the game, you're going to be set. But if he doesn't, something happens and that doesn't pan out, the second half could potentially get away from him. Although the defense is solid.
I liked what I saw in Wilson.
Yeah, let's go Jeffrey Wilson, the sucker play.
Full PPR, Gus Edwards versus Kansas City, Chris Carson versus Minnesota, Chris Thompson versus New York Giants from William Wallace. Well, we talked about Chris Thompson, and we do believe Sanchez will be a check down machine, but they might not sustain drives. I don't necessarily love playing Chris Thompson in a playoff situation here.
No way.
Chris Carson versus the Vikings is a tough matchup.
That's scary.
And then Gus Edwards, we just talked about a little bit versus Kansas City, and I know we went with Jeff Wilson up above, full point PPR. I guess for me, it's the matchup. I guess I like Gus Edwards a little better than Chris. I like Chris Carson, the player, more, but the matchup more is in Gus Edwards' favor. I mean, Minnesota's run D is great.
Where's that Rashad Penny? I didn't see it.
He's questionable. He's going to play, but he's questionable. You got to keep going backwards.
Yeah, I really like Chris Carson, and the fact that the Minnesota defense gives you pause, and Penny, they were saying, wants to get him some more work, and he has the ability to take carries away from everybody because he can bust off a long run and end a drive real quick with a touchdown. But it was a late addition on Saturday to the injury report. I think
Chris Carson's removed from injury report. Rashad Penny listed as questionable, a late add to the injury report.
Yeah. I want to lean Chris Carson here, but you want to lean Gus Edwards, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like the matchup. They shut down Sony Michel last week.
Just feel like Chris Carson can still get you some catches.
Yeah.
There's
a more chance of Chris Carson not being taken out of the game because it gets a little far apart in score wise. So maybe Chris Carson's a little safer. Gus Edwards is playing a worse defense in a game where they have to ball control and keep the ground game moving to be able to have a chance in that ball game. I'd probably go Gus Edwards, but just because I really don't like playing against Minnesota defense. But you like Chris Carson, so
yeah. Thompson, KC, Gus Edwards.
I'll just go to the next question. You can type that one out.
All right.
Tate, he hate me asked Tate, Goodwin, or Deshaun Hamilton, 0.5 PPR, filling for Odell here. Has Julio and Kenny G projected to win by 8. Dallas D looks legit. Goodwin is boomer bust. Hamilton looks sneaky. I don't want to play Goodwin in this situation.
Yeah, he missed 2 practices for personal reasons, so I'm not sure how much involved in the game plan. That gives me a little bit of pause. Plus their backup quarterback, no Chris Harris there for Denver, but I think I'd shy away from. both Goodwin and Hamilton if I could.
Goodwin just gives me so much pause because I don't want to risk it right here. Like if you were in a hole and you needed a big play kind of day, I'd go with Goodwin.
Yeah.
Hamilton, I haven't seen anything out of him. Obviously, he could come right in for Emmanuel Sanders and become Case's boy and be great. But do you want to roll your playoff luck into that? I'd probably just stick with Tate. I know they're playing a good defense, but it seems like Tate would be the answer to maybe some of the Eagles' problems against a defense like this.
Right. Some quick hitters, and I think there's a pretty solid floor here for Tate. You look at the targets over the last 3 weeks, they're on the rise. They're steady and high with like 8 apiece, I think, 7, 8, and 8.
Yeah.
I'm leaning Tate too. So,
all right, Chris Browning, Lamar Jackson, Cousins, or Winston.
Give me Lamar Jackson, I guess.
Looks like a rainy day down in Tampa. Winston's been playing really well. I know it's absolutely pouring here in Charleston.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped raining. Bucks are, let's see, that's a 54-point total. It's gone down over the week from 57.5 to 54. New Orleans favored by 9.5. Yeah, I guess let's go Lamar Jackson. Like you said earlier, he's probably going to be fine.
Even if they get down,
even if they're
still going to have to run around and
his floor has been pretty awesome, and he can throw a touchdown and really blow it out the water.
Doesn't seem like Lamar will lose you the week here.
I don't think so either.
Whereas Winston could throw 4 picks and kill you, and that I think you asked us this question last week between Cousins and Lamar. Lamar ended up being the better play by a couple points, so I'll go Lamar rather than Cousins in Seattle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go tough place to play.
Yep,
I'll go Lamar. Pick 1, PPR flex, Jalen Samuel, Spencer Ware, Sony Michel, Josh Gordon, Tariq Cohen. Well, right off the rip, like I think it's really hard to bench Tariq Cohen right now, right?
Yeah, that's was my first inclination.
Should be a shootout kind of game against the Rams.
He's been good without Trubisky. That only helps him come back in. And
Spencer Ware against Baltimore, Sony Michel against Miami. I don't hate that at all. More of a volume play with Sony. So it'd be down for me. Like a Jalen Samuels could be a good play, but I'd rather play Cohen or Sony.
Yeah, I think Cohen is probably the bigger upside play, and Sony, maybe you can bank on him getting a bunch of carries in a messy. I don't know if it's raining down in Miami. I guess there isn't any bad weather down there.
I don't think so.
Haven't read that report. I haven't heard anything about that. So Sony's probably pretty safe. Tariq Cohen seems pretty safe too. I mean, he 8 carries last week and 12 catches on 14 targets. Obviously blew up.
I can't bench Tariq Cohen.
Tough
right
to
now.
bench Tariq. He's part of the reason you're in this position.
Yeah,
I'll probably go Tariq.
Sony gets 20 carries. He's probably going to get 110 yards and a touchdown. Sony, I don't know. They both feel pretty good to me. I'd probably roll Cohen.
All right, let's move on.
T.Y. Hilton or DJ Moore? Corey Connors asks. Well, Moore's been getting some good targets the last 3 weeks, 8, 9, and 8. Had some pretty decent games, but T.Y.'s been just as stronger actually, 13, 10, and 9 targets wise. Obviously, T.Y.'s had the shoulder thing. He went down and missed a play or two for the Colts last week.
But the key would be that he did return to that game.
Right.
And played the rest of it out.
Didn't practice all week, but T.Y. doesn't really need to practice.
Nah.
The thing that you're risking here a little bit is if he lays out for one and lands on that shoulder, could exit the game and kill you in the playoffs. But, I mean, he probably got you here. He's been awesome as of late. I'd probably roll T.Y. here and just try to get the dub.
Yep. I don't see how you can bench T.Y. If T.Y. plays, got to plug him.
All right, half-point PPR. Last question, Zay Jones or Curtis Samuel?
Say my name, say my name.
I guess we got to roll with Zay, baby.
Yeah. He's a top waiver wire pickup this week. Too bad you didn't already have him, It's too bad you didn't realize he was cheap and you could already have him on your team. You didn't need to pick him up off the waiver. But, yeah, I mean, give me the guy who's the number one option in that offense. They just got rid of the 2 wide receivers. coming off a good week, couple good weeks. No, we had 0 2 weeks before that.
Right. I don't see a 0 coming again.
Can't see a 0 coming. I already benched Corey Davis in one of my dynasties this week to play Zay Jones. Corey Davis caught 2 balls, so I'm looking good there. But that was
It's a good matchup for him.
Yeah, the Jets not great against anything, so I'll go Zay Jones for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to roll Zay Jones too. I mean, Curtis Samuel's been pretty decent, but
yeah, it's just a matter of importance and pecking order for me.
Right. So I think I'd probably roll Zay here.
Yep. Already typed it in, so it's done.
There was a good amount of receptions for Samuel last week against the Bucs in a loss. Had 11 targets, but previous to that, he hadn't seen double-digit targets in at least the last 4 games prior to that. He has been having some good plays and some good manufactured touches and touchdowns, but I think I'd roll with Zay against the Jets. Seems to be Allen's go-to guy who he's locked on to out of all those guys. He could have had 3 touchdowns last week, and I think he'll continue to have a decent floor with Josh Allen here.
Agreed. We got a couple YouTube questions. I think we could get them real quick. We finished that pretty early. Pick 2, Mike says Zay Jones, Kenny Golladay, Josh Gordon, or Adam Humphries. So
run that again.
Zay Jones, Kenny Golladay, Josh Gordon, Adam Humphries.
Probably Gordon and Kenny Golladay.
I mean, if Stafford doesn't play, I don't want any part of Golladay.
Stafford not playing?
Well, it said that it's possible that he couldn't. I don't think I've seen anything on that yet, but it was like not looking good. Stay away from him. Is that game later? Who's Detroit have today? Got the Cardinals, so that game's at 4:30. Kind of a bummer.
Humphries has been rock solid though, so I could go Josh Gordon against the Dolphins and play Humphries just in case Stafford doesn't play.
Yeah,
put yourself in a pickle.
That's tough. Zay Jones, you playing Josh Gordon over Zay Jones?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think I could go Zay over Adam Humphries, but just for some more upside. I mean, if Adam didn't score that touchdown last week, but he's had like 5 straight weeks with a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that could keep going.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's not been a Fugazi per se, but it's been not like the most consistent thing you'd like to see, even though the numbers have equated to that. If he didn't catch that short touchdown last week, it wouldn't have been as great. You wouldn't be feeling as good about it.
Right.
I hate to take the touchdown away from him. I'm a huge Adam Humphries proponent, and I'm playing him in a 16-team league, but I think I'd take the targets for Zay Jones over Adam Humphries if I had to.
Yeah, some little bit of variance with Zay Jones, though. It's been up and down all around.
But it feels like it's up. It feels like it's on the right path, and that there's no way he's going to get you 0.
Yeah.
And they got rid of those other. Kelvin's out of there. Andre Holmes is out of there.
Yeah, true.
Jets are bad.
Yeah.
Allen's healthy.
Fair enough. Who's next?
Let's see. Edelman, Pettis, or Sutton. Half-point PPR. Edelman kind of let you down last week, but he still had a strong amount of targets, and it just didn't equate to many yards. That was gross. Who-hearted?
I'd probably roll Edelman. It just seems pretty safe.
Yeah. I mean,
Pettis could be a huge upside play, and Sutton was good last week. Bengals are a terrible defense. I'd probably roll Edelman. He's been so good week in, week out. Last week, I think,
got you 8 points.
It was the only week that he hadn't scored double digits since he came back.
Right, but he still had. He got you 9 points. He had 2 rushing attempts for 35 yards, 8 targets, only caught 3 of them for 25 yards. But that was against a good Minnesota defense.
Yeah, I'd roll Edelman.
Agreed. All right. What about, let's see, I got some questions here. I don't know what to do in my flex here, I got Kenny Galladay, Julian Edelman, Kenyon Drake, or Jeffrey Wilson. And like, I really want to play Jeffrey Wilson, but we've only seen it for one game, right? Julian Edelman's been so good. That's who I have in there right now. I'm not sure about Kenny Galladay and Matt Stafford, which I do have Jeffrey Wilson and Kenny Galladay, so I could pick between them at 4 if I really wanted to, or I could just go with Julian right now.
I mean, Edelman seems like a pretty good play, pretty safe.
Yeah. What about Mark Ingram? Should I roll with Mark Ingram, or do I throw Jeffrey Wilson in there instead? Mark Ingram's at Tampa Bay, kind of looking like a muddy game.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough A.
Mark hasn't been super great in the last 2.
He hasn't. I've been rolling with him, and he's let me down. He's 4.8 last week and 8.6 the week before that. Only 7 carries last week and 2 catches. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I might roll Mark.
Yeah, that's who I've got in there right now. And then I don't know. I don't know whether I should just stick with Andrew Luck or throw in Josh Allen in here. I'm stack Zay Jones and Josh Allen.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll Luck because I mean he got me here.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna hold that one bad week against him. I do think I'm gonna play Jeffrey Wilson over Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Like, it feels like the Falcons know Tevin's out of there next year, and they're seeing a little bit more with Ito Smith. They definitely don't want to hand all the work to Tevin Coleman.
Their running game has just been awful.
Running game's been bad.
Line's depleted. Anyway, good to go?
I think so.
All right, well, good luck on your Week 14 matchups here. Hopefully everything works out for you.
Absolutely.
We'll be back next week to chit-chat with anybody who makes it past this round. And
good luck.
Best of luck. Yeah.
Have fun. Have fun. Just watch the games. Don't look at the scores.
Agreed.
All right, guys. Till next week. Peace.